Hi everybody, my name is Alex Sonneman and today I'm going to be talking about the free software movement and how you can become a part of it. I'm an active and long-serving member of the Free Software Foundation, or FSF, the main organisation behind the free software movement. We are working to secure freedom for computer users by promoting the development and use of free software and documentation. Our mission statement is as follows: to preserve, protect and promote the freedom to use, study, copy, modify and redistribute computer software, and to defend the rights of free software users. Now you may be wondering what on earth I mean by free software. Free software is software that gives the user the autonomy to share, study and modify it as a source code as they see fit. It does not necessarily mean that the software is free of charge, something that can confuse many engaging with this subject and that this video will attempt to clarify. This video will explain what we want from you and how you can join us. It will give an insight into the history of the FSF, what we stand for as a non-profit organisation and movement, some of our day-to-day activities and the struggles and obstacles that we face trying to carry them out. This video will additionally include some input from one of our newly recruited members to the FSF, Spencer Wilkinson. He'll talk to you about how you can follow in his footsteps, join the cause and become part of one of the world's largest and most active organisations. He will also explore in more detail how the FSF managed to woo him to join us, the benefits of living in a free software society, and splinter movements such as the Open Source Software Movement, or OSS. So who are we? The Free Software Foundation was founded in 1985 by Richard M. Stallman, or RMS as he's known, to support the free software movement originally created 2 years prior with the launch of the GNU project, a free software mass collaboration project. GNU Linux was created as an operating system constructed originally by RMS for the freedom of all software users to control their own computing lives. What we at the FSF do is sponsor and support the GNU project by providing development systems for GNU software maintainers, full email and shell services, and mailing lists. Critically, we also sponsor Savannah, a source code repository that acts as a central hub and host for free software development, independent of all proprietary software. So what do we want from you? What can you do to help? Don't worry, you don't have to be a tech guru or a software developer to help the FSF. You don't even have to donate. Although all donations and volunteers would be, and always are, very welcome. The easiest way to join the movement is to start using free software yourself and promoting it in your everyday life to friends, family and colleagues. Through the FSF website you'll be able to find everything you need to break your proprietary shackles and begin your new life as part of the free software movement. It is you that is our most powerful weapon in the war against non-free software. By joining our community and spreading the word, you can have an exponential impact on our movement and do more than you could even ever imagine. Peer-to-peer sharing is vital to keep our movement alive and to bring people and even entire communities together. Our reach has spread so far already, with millions of users now using versions of the GNU Linux free software operating system. Even entire governments have broken free from the oppression of non-free software that Microsoft and Apple have forced upon them. Branches of governments, both local and national, across Europe, Africa and even North America have adopted various forms of GNU Linux as a low-cost, legal alternative to proprietary software. Our free and open source software can also be used as a tool for education. It has been documented in the development in India and Pakistan, where the population, although skilled in computer sciences, are not able to afford the first world prices the proprietary software burdens a user with. GNU Linux provides them with an affordable alternative that allows them the same opportunity as their first world counterparts to learn and master their skills. Even the very companies that we're going head to head with are avid consumers of our free software. Organisations such as Google and Amazon are heavy users of our operating system and its derivatives. If they can see the benefits of free software, then why would they not seek to promote it themselves, you might wonder. Well, this is the struggle that we face daily. Capitalist organisations that seek only to utilise our software for their own gain, without backing the message that we are sending out with it. It is, however, their freedom to do with the software as they wish, and we are not to be judgmental in this, as it would be hypocritical to the very morals that we stand for. It's through the worldwide spread of GNU Linux and other free software that we can prove that a truly free software world can actually exist. Judging from the range of users and supporters that we've already acquired, it seems that this may even become a reality in our lifetimes. I'd like to tell you what exactly it is that I do, but first I'll give you a little background into how I joined the organisation. I've grown up in an age of technology, and ever since I can remember, I've had my head glued to a computer screen, be it a games console, a Windows or an Apple device. Naturally, I was drawn to other like-minded people in my community, both on and offline, where we discussed our likes and dislikes with the software and hardware that we were using in our everyday lives. It was in one such discussion that I was first introduced to GNU as an operating system. Unlike the others that I was familiar with before it, GNU was a free software operating system that was created and constantly modified by a network of software developers and programmers. Naturally, I was curious to learn more, and since visiting the FSF website and installing GNU back in 2005, I haven't looked back. The fact that my parents and the education system had led me to believe that proprietary software was the only option open to me, even to this day, fills me with confusion and fear. Not just for myself, that I was none the wiser, but also for the millions of people who know no better than to become trapped into the non-free software existence that society presents them with. Today, I'm a financial benefactor to the FSF and also lend my hand as a software developer, writing codes for the GNU operating system, as well as for a host of other free software. Graphic software, video editing software, word processing software, pretty much anything you can think of really. That's enough about me. I want to tell you about the FSF and what drives us to do what we do. It is well documented in the USA that thousands of technology, finance and manufacturing companies, including giants such as Microsoft and Google, have been leaking information gathered from users, as well as giving first notice of potential system bugs to the National Security Agency, the NSA, in return for access to classified intelligence on top of other benefits, including immunity from civil lawsuits relating to data exchange. The NSA, CIA, FBI, and branches of the US military, which is Microsoft's single largest client, I might add, have agreements with numerous companies to gather data that may initially seem innocuous, but in the hands of the state and cyber warfare units can be an extremely powerful tool, not only to defend the US, but also to infiltrate the computing systems of its adversaries, be they foreign or domestic. Who are we to truly know what exactly the government is using this data for, what it actually contains, or whose computer systems they're even infiltrating? At the heart of our organisation is the belief that users of computer software should have freedom. Explicitly, we measure this by having 4 essential freedoms: to run the program, to study and change the program in the source code form, to redistribute exact copies, and to distribute modified versions. Our issues with proprietary software and how it is able to bind users under the program owner's powers. By surrendering control to software that you do not have the authority to view or modify the source code, users may unwittingly be spied upon, shackled, or even attacked by the very software that they entrusted in the first place. Such cases I've just mentioned are common, given that the users themselves hold no control over the software, how it behaves, or how it handles their data. It is fundamental to us that users of free software have control over their own decisions, actions, and where their data is shared. By running proprietary software, your control and in turn your very freedom is being surrendered. True freedom is what we are standing for. As part of the larger movement for true social freedom, the free software movement and the FSF are dedicated to creating a society where users have full control over the software that they may or may not be using. Now you can hear from Spencer Wilkinson, who will give us insight into what it means to be a member of the FSF and explain a few key points in the free software movement that should not be overlooked.
Hi there, I'm Spencer, a new member of the FSF. Like Alex, my story is similar. I'm a bit of a geek and I love new technologies. Yes, you guessed it, my background's in IT. Stumbling upon the FSF, who are always actively recruiting, I soon realised that with my skills in coding, I could be a major tool in their arsenal and truly shape the world in which we live in today. As Alex has already mentioned, we at the FSF are striving to create a society where everybody is using solely free software. Promoting freedom in any walk of life is an honourable action, so to be able to contribute in a tangible and meaningful manner to such a movement fills me with pride. If you don't believe me, join the cause and find out for yourself. As a human being, I am by nature not truly selfless, no matter how much I like to say that I am. So you'll be wondering what I get out of doing what I do. Well, to be honest with you, aside from being an active part of a freedom movement, I do actually love what I do. I've written computer coding for the vast majority of my professional career and beyond. I'm very good at it and I enjoy doing it. In my role as a developer for the FSF, I'm granted the freedom to express my creative instinct as I see fit. That is the beauty of free software. Users are allowed to modify it as they desire for it to manifest into the ultimate tool that meets all of their needs before then being able to share their creation with their peers. What drives people like myself is a combination of intrinsic and extrinsic motivations. Some developers may be motivated by pay, some by the satisfaction of knowing that they are contributing to society, some even that they are sticking it to the proprietary software organisations. It's without doubt, though, that we are nearly all driven by the freedom of expression that comes with our work. And what could be more important than expressing your freedom? Alex wants me to give a brief overview of open source software, or OSS, what it is and why it is important to know how it is different to free software. Some free software developers have started using the term open source software instead of free software, which creates problems in our community due to ambiguity. Whilst it is true that free software is open sourced, it is not the same to say that open source software is free software. Whilst OSS means that you can look at the source code, semi-free programs such as XV and even some proprietary programs allow you to do exactly that. We at FSF stress the word free as it binds us to the 4 freedoms in our mission statement: to study, copy, modify and redistribute. If you modify and or incorporate it into another body of work, the entire result must also be distributed as free software, and you are forbidden to further restrict the ability of downstream users from modifying, using or redistributing the software with the same rights that you've given to you. It is a dangerous idea for free software advocates to use the OSS title as it creates confusion in our society, which can be exploited by proprietary software companies. RMS told me a story of how at a late trade show in 1998, an executive from one such company spoke about how he would make his product internally open sourced to allow the customer support staff to handle errors and bug fixes much more efficiently. Some said he was missing the point of OSS, but was he really? OSS simply means allowing more people to view and modify the source code. He was allowing exactly that. Free software, however, allows everybody that same privilege. It is important that these two titles are kept separate from each other, as although we are part of the same movement against proprietary software, we are acting as 2 individual entities that need to be acknowledged as such. We disagree on the basic principles, but agree on most practical recommendations, as their views cite only the applied advantages of free software, avoiding the deeper-rooted issues of freedom and social solidarity. We will work with OSS supporters on hands-on activities such as software development, but refuse to work under their name, as I must again stress that we disagree entirely with their principal views.
I hope that this video has opened your eyes to the importance of the free software movement and how the FSF strive to see free software implemented on a global scale. Realising this goal would no doubt see massive improvements towards security, education and interconnectivity. On our website you will find various videos directed at world leaders and governments, urging them to fully support our software movement by implementing its use at grassroots levels in schools and other state organisations. By visiting our website at www.fsf.org, you'll be able to find everything you need to join the FSF, download our GNU/Linux operating system and other software, and other important information regarding becoming a benefactor or programmer. As I've stated before, you are our most powerful tool. Spreading the word to everyone you can is how we were born, how we've developed, and how we will continue to flourish. So please, join us in our cause and help us to move the world that little bit closer to complete freedom.
That's a wrap!